Thank you for joining me again on my videos on instruments of variables. My name is Ngozi Adeleye, founder CrunchEconometrix. And in this video, I will be showing you the results that we obtained across the different approaches that I deployed. So far, these are the techniques I covered. I covered OLS, I covered IV. I used two-state least squares using the reg command where we had a piecemeal analysis. Then I went ahead to deploy Ivreg on the two-state least squares so that Stata can give me all the results at once. Then lastly, I deployed an improved command, which is the ivregress. So next, we are going to compare all these results. Because I have stored these results, all I need to do is to execute this code, okay? Let me explain this code before I execute it. I'm using the outreg2 command. So OLS is saved, IV is saved, and these are the different two-state least squares results saved. Using CQS. CQS is simply crunch queen space. You can modify this one to reflect yours. I want Stata to use 3 decimal places for the coefficients and to produce the format in a Word document. So this is just to explain the code, and I'm using option replace. That is, replace whatever result I have already in the memory. So I'm going to highlight this and execute. So this is the code which I executed, and this is cqs.rtf, okay? If I click on this, all right, so I have here the results, as you can see on the screen. So let's see whether the results are different or similar. So first thing first, let's start with the R squared. Low R squared is prevalent in the IV models. You can see IV models are having significantly low R squared, 0.093. I have another one here, 0.006, okay, 0.093, 0.093. So if you look across, the OLS coefficient is statistically more significant than the other models where I use instrumental variables or instruments. So OLS significance at the 1% level. And if you look at the reduced form model using Fabove also shows a very good instrument, significance at the 1% level. Looking at the reduced form model, okay? Let's look at the structural model. Now, EduCat is 0, statistically not significant. And if you look at that R squared, extremely, extremely low. So once your R squared is low, it's going to enlarge your standard errors. And once your standard errors is enlarged, it will reduce your t statistics, giving you highly not significant coefficients, okay? If you look at the two-state least squares using Ivreg and ivregress, in fact, they produce identical results if you look closely, identical. Both the coefficient and standard errors exactly the same. Even looking at the constant, the same. Everything about them, the same, okay? But even though ivregress is deemed to be an improved version of Ivreg2, I think you are going to get the same results whether you use Ivreg or ivregress. Finally, what would be the solution to correct endogeneity if you have not so significant results? Well, I will propose that you get more instruments that will improve the R squared such that the significance of the coefficients can be better. So get more instruments. So instead of using just father educ as I use in this tutorial, I may decide to use mother educ, number of siblings, just to strengthen the results. So thank you so much for listening. For further readings, again, these are the 5 textbooks I've used to develop these videos. You can also use other textbooks that you are familiar with. I have articles where I've used IV analysis. You can check them out on my ResearchGate. They are all listed there. Thank you so much for listening. So this video wraps up bivariate models on instrumental variables. So I've created several videos that will help you. Don't be in a hurry. Make sure you watch each one piecemeal, one after the other. Get your notes, get your pencils, and get as much information as you need.